Stop scrolling. What I'm about to show you will make some of you furious. Others will feel seen for the first time in years. Either way, you need to hear this. There's a lie spreading through American Christianity like a virus. It's preached from stages with stadium lighting. It trends on Christian Twitter. It's whispered after Sunday service with a knowing nod. The lie sounds like truth. It sounds like righteousness. It sounds like this: you can love God while wanting your enemies destroyed. You can follow Jesus while celebrating the suffering of people you disagree with. You can be saved while your heart burns with hatred, as long as it's hatred for the right people. And here's what makes it so dangerous. They'll give you Bible verses to back it up. They'll make you feel holy for your rage. They'll convince you that hate is just righteous anger. But what if I told you that the moment you justify hating a human being, no matter how evil, how wrong, how dangerous they seem, you've already walked away from everything Jesus actually taught? Today, we're exposing the deception. And fair warning, this might cost me some of you. Let's go. Let's strip away the spin. Let's forget the culture war talking points. Let's look at what the text actually says. 1 John chapter 4 verse 20. Not a suggestion, not advice. A definition. If anyone says, I love God and hates his brother, he is a liar, not mistaken, not misguided, not on a journey. A liar. That word should terrify us. But here's what we do instead. We redefine brother. We create categories. We build theological loopholes big enough to drive our prejudices through. Oh, that verse is about believers, not unbelievers. That's about personal enemies, not cultural enemies. That's old covenant thinking. We're under grace now. We perform theological gymnastics to avoid the simplest, most devastating truth. You cannot simultaneously love God and hate the person he created in his image. Those two realities cannot occupy the same heart. Jesus didn't stutter when he said, love your neighbor as yourself. He didn't add footnotes. He didn't create exemptions for political opponents, cultural adversaries, or theological heretics. Love your neighbor, period. But we've built an entire religious industrial complex that profits from you not doing that. And that's where it gets dark. Let me show you how the game works. Step 1. Create an enemy. The woke mob, the religious right, the godless liberals, the Christian nationalists. Doesn't matter which side you're on, both play the same game. Step 2. Convince you that these enemies aren't just wrong, they're evil. They're not misguided, they're demonic. They're not human beings with different views. They're threats to everything you hold sacred. Step 3. Package your fear and anger into books, conferences, ministries, political campaigns. Make it profitable. Make it a brand. And step 4. This is the genius part. Make you feel righteous for your hate. Call it defending truth. Call it standing firm. Call it spiritual warfare. Suddenly, your anger isn't a problem to be healed. It's a badge of honor. It's proof you're on the right side. But here's the question nobody's asking. What if the entire US versus them narrative is the actual deception? What if dividing the body of Christ into warring factions was never God's plan, but it is someone's profit model? The megachurch pastor telling you who to hate. Check his book sales. The political preacher saying God's on your side. Look at his donor list. The influencer making you afraid of those people. Count his followers. Fear and outrage are the most profitable emotions in modern media, and we've baptized them. We've made them holy. We've called them discernment. But Jesus called them something else. He called them death. Now here's where you push back. I know what you're thinking, but they are doing evil. I'm supposed to hate evil. This isn't personal. I hate their actions, not the person. I get it. I've said it myself. But let me ask you something. When you see their face, when you hear their name, when you think about them, what do you feel? Be honest. Not what you're supposed to feel. What you actually feel. Do you feel compassion for someone trapped in darkness? Or do you feel satisfaction imagining their downfall? Do you pray for their transformation? Or do you fantasize about their destruction? Or do you see a problem that needs eliminating? Because here's the truth that will either set you free or make you close this video. You cannot will harm for another person and claim to follow Jesus. You just can't. Those two things don't coexist. You can oppose their actions. You can set boundaries. You can work to stop destructive behavior. You can even restrain dangerous people. But the moment your heart wants them to suffer, not just to stop, but to hurt, you've crossed a line that Jesus never crossed, not even with the people who murdered him. Father, forgive them. Not Father, destroy them. And if our spiritual evolution hasn't brought us to at least aspire to that standard, then what are we even doing? What gospel are we following? So how do we break free? How do we escape this system that's been selling us spiritual poison labeled as righteousness? 3 things. 1. Audit your inputs. Who are you listening to? What content are you consuming? If your spiritual teachers are making you angrier, more fearful, more divided, they're not leading you toward God. They're leading you toward profit margins and political power. Unfollow, unsubscribe, walk away. TWO, do the inner work. Ask yourself, who do I hate, not dislike, not disagree with? Who do I actively wish harm upon? Write their name down. Then pray this prayer, and I promise you'll hate this. God, bless them, transform them, use them for good. Say it until you mean it. That's the narrow path. 3. Redefined winning. The culture war definition of winning is, they lose, we win. The Jesus definition of winning is, everyone gets transformed, everyone gets healed, Everyone gets home. If your version of victory requires someone else's destruction, you're playing a different game than Jesus played. This is hard. This is the hardest teaching in Christianity. It's why so few people actually do it. It's easier to love your friends. It's easier to hate your enemies. It's easier to stay comfortable in your tribe, but to love everyone. 2. Well, good for the person who despises you. To see a divine image in the face you've been taught to demonize. That's not just Christianity. That's evolution. That's ascension. That's the actual narrow path Jesus talked about. Look, I know this video is going to cost me. Some of you are already typing angry comments. Some of you are calling me a heretic. Some of you think I've gone soft, gone woke, gone astray. But some of you, maybe just a few, feel something shifting. You've been carrying this weight. You've been sensing that something's wrong with the anger you've been told is righteous. You've been exhausted by the constant battle, the endless outrage, the performance of rage. You've been looking for permission to lay it down, to step out of the culture war machine, to follow Jesus even when it's not politically convenient. Consider this your permission slip. You're not alone. There's a refuge for those of us who are tired of the game, who want to follow the way of Jesus even when it costs us our place in the tribe. Subscribe if you're ready for that conversation. Share this if you know someone who needs to hear it. Comment if you're brave enough to admit you're struggling with this. And if you made it this far and you're furious, good. Sit with that. Ask yourself why. The truth usually makes us uncomfortable before it sets us free. Welcome to the refuge. Let's drop the hate. Let's pick up the work of actually becoming people who look like Jesus, even when it costs us everything.